So right now, 33 kilometers away from Yemen. We're crossing the border from Oman to Yemen.
Okay, we have a Kiki here. She is in Yemen. Congratulations.
Going to Yemen,
Yeah,
yes.
Yemen is my 140th country visited. Whenever people ask me where I'm going, I said Yemen. Everyone was shocked. Isn't it a very dangerous country? Why do you want to put yourself in danger? Why do you want to torture yourself? Are you really going to come back home?
Just pick up this bullet on the floor.
I don't deny that there are tons of travel alerts against Yemen, as it's been in the war zone. But to be honest, everywhere in the world is the same. I mean, how can we guarantee that there's definitely no gunshot incident in a developed city in the US? How can we guarantee there's no car accident in a safe country like Singapore? With the background of my Yemen trip, I want to discuss a very important topic that has changed my life, which is why I want to visit every single country in the world.
We are now in the Yemen side, and on the road it's got a lot of camels. It's hard to go in. Right now I'm at a small town called Hov.
Okay, we have a Kiki here. She is in Yemen. Congratulations.
Congratulations, like going to Yemen,
Yeah,
yes.
you're in Yemen, yeah.
Yeah, it took me forever to get into the border.
حالش حساش بخين حاضر بحو ديما نكتب مسحو نهار ماشي ديما يمشي قروت.
What's that?
Yeah,
Can you translate?
Same what I said before, but in Mahri. My name is Wafi Al Mahri. I'm from Omani. I'm from Salalah. Take around 40 minutes between borders, but finally we finish and we are in Yemen.
40 minutes, got it.
And congratulations for 140 country for you.
Thank you. So when we came in here, we were blocked from getting into Yemen because the army guy want us to bribe
Him or
Bribe
at
him.
least show him the permit of
Yeah.
from your embassy.
Permit,
America.
meaning permit
Yeah.
by paying some money. Your grandfather
Yeah,
was from Yemen.
Yeah, and this governorate is Al Mahra. It's my tribe name.
A tribe,
My last name is Mahri.
Yemen tribe.
Yeah.
This tribe here, that ocean.
This Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean. What do we have? They chew this, so they get really high. It's kind of like a drug. So in Oman, they call it the third category drug. And this thing is a bullet. Just pick up this bullet on the floor. So apparently in Yemen, you can find this random bullet anywhere. Just pick it up.
We all travel at some point in our life, more or less. Maybe it's helpful to first talk about what type of travel out there. I categorize into 3 types. The first type is vacation. People like to go to beaches, resorts, relax, just sitting there and doing nothing. A lot of them also join cruise. During the pandemic, they even go to cruise to nowhere. In fact, I'm never able to understand why people pay so much money for a cruise or a beach resort just to sit there. Second type is tourist. People like to take pictures of themselves in front of every single attraction sites that are recommended by TripAdvisor. Or they just join tour groups with dozens of people, see and run. The third type is traveler. These people like to experience local neighborhoods, interacting with local people, eating local foods. I'm this type. Though sometimes I do go to attraction sites, mostly I just stroll around random neighborhoods, small alleys, and the places that local people don't even go to. There's a quote that I want to share with you, which I've used in the series of travel journal books that I've published, namely 1 million miles and 550,000 miles. For those of you who don't know me, I published these books to record my travel stories in the countries I visited. This is a quote that I encountered in La Paz in Bolivia, South America. It goes like this: tourists see the world. Travelers experience it. That's exactly what I'm hoping to get as a traveler.
The restaurant here, we go to the restaurant. First time they see woman.
Hello, Yemeni goat. So this is their restaurant. There's like different rooms. People just sit on the floor to eat it like this. So we put the sheet here, then put the food here. This is a local Yemenese food. There's some rice, some goat. So basically you just sit on the floor and eat like this. Most of the time people eat with their hand. I'm not gonna feel my hand is not so clean. So he's gonna be eating with his hand. Yummy, he said. I'm gonna go with a spoon because my hand is not so clean.
Try this spicy.
Let's try the goat. This one is spicy. Good.
If you want to know how the world is like outside, you should experience it yourself. not asking your friends or Google. Of course, not everyone has the opportunity to do this in their life, so I'm really blessed with such opportunity. But on another note, it's myself who creates such opportunity for myself. It's myself who makes it happen by giving myself the courage, by working hard, by saving up money for years, by sacrificing and deprioritizing many things in life. It's not my family, not my employer that helped me anything. So I should be proud of myself.
This is the restaurant where I just had my lunch. They said it's the best restaurant in town. Oh, what's this? Some sort of desserts, I guess. So this is the eating environment here. What's the name of this, by the way? How to say it? What's the name?
Plaza.
Huh?
Fetta.
Feta.
This is special Yemeni food. It's after lunch or after dinner, they order one.
Feta.
Fetta.
I'm eating feta. It's kind of dessert where they put in like bread, honey, and
Caramel.
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 Caramel. So it's quite sweet.
Also milk.
Very distinct taste, and you're eating with a lot of flies around. That adds more flavors onto it. Cheers.
So why do I want to visit every single country in the world? Firstly, YOLO is the motto. YOLO means you only live once. This is a fact that we can't deny. We are not playing video games where we can have multiple lives. Each time we die and we can use a new life again. Well, life is not a video game. Recently, I shared my year-end self-reflection in my video that life is factual. No matter how much we want to live long and live infinitely, it just can never happen despite how advanced our healthcare is. Whenever possible, I want to experience the world and hear about how people live their lives in other parts of the world. That brings me to my next point, which is related to my curiosity of understanding humanity and people's living. I started traveling about a decade ago, but more extensively in the past 5 to 6 years. Some of my early on trips include UK and Peru, a metropolitan developed country in Europe, and a high altitude mountain town in South America in contrast. I was hooked up by the notion that the way how we live our lives leads to the differences of how we have different perspectives, different behaviors, and value different things in life. So apparently it's not so safe to go outside by myself as a woman, so that's why I'm actually doing this vlog in the car. I don't want to show you guys the village outside by walking around, but apparently I couldn't do that. The third thing is inspiration and knowledge. The raw experience has given me so much inspiration in life and the knowledge that I've never got from any Ivy League school or the best companies. Just imagine if you are seeing the same people sitting in the same room, the same environment every single day. Can you even realize there's a need for change, or just everything becomes your routines? Outside it's like salt, and I just need to buy this open. When they have salt outside can actually keep this colder. That's why they put a little salt in. So this flavor is cactus. It's quite tasty. I'm trying this banana flavor masa. So this is called masa in the local language. Only Yemen sells this. My trips have inspired me so much. In South Africa, I met a local female entrepreneur who asked me for help on connecting with manufacturers for their product packaging, and that motivated me to take up a job to help small business entrepreneurs to start and grow their business. In Bhutan, I learned about how people live so happily without materialistic goods, and I came back and refined my personal values and life philosophies. In Yemen, I witnessed how wars and violence impact the ordinary people's life, leading to their distrust on human and the society. Now, does visiting every single country in the world contradict with living a simple life? No, they don't contradict. I'm a solo female traveler. I go to most of the countries by myself. Whenever I go to a new country, I don't know people there, and most of the time I don't hire any guide because I want to save money unless it's mandatory by the local government due to restricted entry to certain areas. Visiting every single country can be simple, no need to think too much. I usually book my flights last minute, a couple of days before departure. I remember earlier this month, I was about to land in South Sudan in 2 days, but I only had a one-way flight and didn't even have a departure flight out of South Sudan yet. Am I afraid of getting stuck there and never flew out of Africa? Possibility is there, but if we constantly worry so much, then we would never be able to live in the present moment. In other words, we can live a simple life. So by going with the flow, my life is actually quite simple. If I find a luxury hotel with a good price, great. If I didn't have a hotel to stay, I also slept in an open air with no shower for 4 days in Africa. Just finished my Yemen trip and now on the way back to Oman and just come across this beautiful sunset at the back. So foggy, purplish and pinkish, so beautiful out there. And this side is there's a mosque. The world is big. There are still many places I want to visit, but at least for now, I'm one step closer to completing every single country in the world.